Hey, folks, welcome to a special episode of the Security Table coming from Matt's bedroom.
Purple.
As you can see with the purple walls, if you're watching this thing on YouTube, Matt has a bit of a purple haze going on in his bedroom. We'll let you, for the younger generations out there, we'll let you Google that, figure out what that means.
Check
Why
it out
am I
all
hearing-
along the watchtower, dude.
Why am I hearing Prince in the background? Why?
Matt, have you ever dressed up as Prince for Halloween?
No.
Oh God!
He's already got a visual of that.
Oh,
That's
God.
what I was going for.
Ooh!
Chris,
Now I got a migraine
you?
too. Ooh!
I have not either. I've never been a big Prince fan. I mean, I know Prince's anthology of music, just never been a giant fan that I would be like, hey, put some Prince on.
Sure. it's not that kind of music. It's not.
He's got some
it's not my
stuff.
kind of music, at least.
I mean, anybody who changes their name for a symbol, I'll give them some
But then
attention.
changes it back. So it's like, come on,
Oh, he
man.
changed it back.
Madonna did
Yeah.
the same thing, so it's.
She
She
did?
did? What was the symbol?
Never mind.
Two,
I don't remember that
Two
one.
forward-pointing cones. What the?
I was having a conversation with somebody a couple days ago, and they're like, somehow we were talking about Madonna. They're like, Madonna's dead. I'm like, no, Madonna's not dead.
Really?
I had to
would
double
have a
check.
word.
No, she's not. She's not. My friend had bad information.
Oh, of course.
But I'm like, what? No, Madonna's not dead.
Hallucinations again?
I think it happened in real life. It could have been back to that purple haze thing, kind of tying the whole conversation together.
No,
He may
she's
have
just
been-
a material girl.
Living in a...
Material world.
Wasn't that Cyndi Lauper?
Vogue.
Is it?
No. I just said it. It's so easy to confuse. There's an illustration about threat modeling there somewhere. It's so
Okay, hold
easy
on.
to confuse.
We went
the diff-
from 60s to 80s to 70s.
Let's hit the
Wait,
90s.
wait. You looking for consistency here?
Yeah,
Sir, you were looking in the wrong
100
place.
plus episodes. There's no consistent. What about Milli Vanilli?
Ooh, that was a dig. Archaeological dig.
Oh, well, at least it wasn't Ice Ice Baby.
Oh, come on. That's one of the best songs of the 90s. Name a better song of the 90s than Ice Ice Baby. It's more iconic.
The 90s?
The one from
I don't think I was
the one-
listening to songs in the,
the
90s.
one with Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Good Times?
Is that the name of it?
Yeah, of course it is. I'm
I'm
a 90s
sorry,
anthology myself.
I have to say, music stopped in the 80s. Okay, everything after that is a remix.
I mean, everything's a remix in life.
All right, come on. So if you're going to talk about this, we have to talk about Run DMC and Walk This Way when they did it
course.
live with Aerosmith.
I mean, that was the first really crossover between two major genres of music that really had ever
No,
occurred
a
in
real
public.
a real crossover would be the Monty Python Funny Walk sketch with Walk This Way in the background.
Okay.
That's a mix.
That's a very eclectic mix of
There you go.
comedy and music, which is a good thing. So, yeah, I rode the Aerosmith roller coaster the last couple of weeks. Well, no, I didn't ride it for weeks, but I don't know if you're aware of this at Mickey World in Florida. There's this rock and roll coaster,
Yep.
and it goes upside down twice. So you may get a chuckle out of this. So I'm standing in line, waiting to go on this, thinking, have I made a bad decision for my future, for my life?
Yes, you have.
And then I look over, and there are 7-year-old girls in the line. And so I'm thinking to myself, if I cannot stay in this line, yet a 7-year-old girl can ride this ride, then that doesn't say a whole lot about me.
On the other hand,
7-year-olds are
you-
adorable. You're not.
True,
that's
but,
one.
But my pride was then
But
was then.
on the other hand, you got more experience in life than them, and you know what could go wrong. So
True. I
You
could
were
threat
stuck
Ma.
with
I
it
should
the whole
have.
time, right?
it
Yeah.
actually goes to a very, very important point that I think is not made enough. As threat modelers, we are taking one for humanity constantly. Right? Once you're a threat modeler, you never look at life the same way. Like
It's true.
We avoid doing a whole number of things because we know what could go wrong, so that you people can keep doing them. So you're welcome.
Well, I still
That-
rode the roller coaster. Nothing went wrong. I survived.
Hold on. So what you're saying is you don't need domain expertise in anything if you have threat modeling experience.
Yes. And by the way, next Veterans Day, hug a threat modeler. Because we are here on the line for you every single day. We know what could go wrong and we keep doing it.
So wait, no domain expertise needed. You can just BS your way through anything that you get put in front of.
You can
Is what you're saying.
point at anything and say that could go wrong.
That's
you count the
broken.
ways. Basically, you just Muppet Show your through your life.
All right, so the big question, Chris. Obviously, you survived the roller coaster. Did the 7-year-olds?
Oh yeah, they were the ones with their arms in the air going like this. And I'm holding on for dear life, going, this could be it. This could be it. Oh, survived the next one. Come on, keep. No, it was a lot
But
of fun.
are you sure they were the same 7-year-olds that went in?
They were doppelgangers. Came out.
They are replaceable, you know.
No, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure they survived
They're
and
expendable. Is that what you're saying?
But
probably had more fun than I did.
Wait. No. Imagine yourself back then. You're going up the first climb, the things that are going through your head, right? You are questioning constantly, what did I do to get here? and
What went wrong leading up
exactly.
to this?
And then I think about that fella that created what was it? The suicide roller coaster? The one that actually will kill you when it goes down? Have you read this?
No.
Some fellow actually projected one where the fall is like at such an angle at such a speed and whatnot that there's no way that you're going to reach the bottom alive.
Wow.
And I keep thinking to myself, what goes through somebody's head as they're doing that climb?
Yeah. I got a 50-50 chance of making it.
It's a fit to purpose. You know what could go wrong? Well, they could survive.
Everything. Actually, no, because it's designed that way. So it would actually, if it works as designed, nothing would go wrong. So works in their
Now
machine.
we're gonna need to bring morality into the threat modeling. The fifth question.
You mean ethics?
Ethics and
That's about
morality
time. We have to get to that one at some point. Yeah.
Like we brushed on it a few episodes ago.
Indeed.
I just don't remember what the conclusion was, but I could say that for a lot of episodes.
We sort of go off track, which is something that could go wrong on a roller coaster. So
I'll put a call to the guy in Australia and ask what was it.
did you?
It's true.
You did-
Shout out to our fan in Australia.
You did derail.
Thanks for tuning in.
Good.
How's it
If we
up
ever-
there down under?
If we ever have a call-in line, going out to Australia.
If it opens
Chip
up
in
with mate,
Australia.
we know it got there.
Yeah. Takes another day, an extra day though, to get there, but it's okay. So I think we've kind of made our way through almost 10 minutes of an episode. Izar, you had what you self-described as an epiphany.
You had a Delphi moment,
A shower
Delphi, like the
epiphany,
car, the
no
company that
less.
makes car parts.
or the programming language.
Never used Delphi because it was Visual Pascal. I was a Visual Basic guy.
Remember
I like
that?
Visual Basic better. I don't know why.
Everyone does.
Nobody does.
Better than Pascal.
Guys,
Visual Pascal, even better.
I had to watch people doing Visual C and C++. Okay, so no.
All right.
No.
I as a C and C++ programmer,
No.
visual, it was all visual. If you couldn't see, how were you going to program?
The only place that Visual has in C and C++ is by writing VI before the file name. That's it. That's all the VI that you need for C, C++.
Not ED.
No. Cat to the terminal, and then you correct with sed.
That's some real gangster command line right there. If you're using sed to edit a concatenated file,
S
You're-
slash.
And you're doing it all with like complex regexes.
Yeah.
On a 24 by
gangster.
40 terminal.
Green screen.
Blinking. It's flashing too
Flashing.
the whole
Yeah.
time.
Yes.
That's
So you're
the
only
way.
seeing every other sign of the characters. So, all right, Izar, what's your epiphany?
So the epiphany. I was reflecting as one does, coming back from conferences and that kind of stuff. And I think that threat modeling got to a state of what was the word, Matt? I always get confused with ending "is."
I'm not going to be able to help you on this. I don't know what your epiphany.
You do. The one from the shoes with the switch.
Oh,
Nike.
Nike. So I think the threat modeling got to a Nike moment. Just do it. Because I went to the Oracle. That's how we got to Delphi. If people are following
All right.
this.
Just making sure you didn't go to Larry Ellison's Oracle, I hope.
No. That one we know how it ends.
You didn't travel to Delphi, right?
Nope. Can't find it on
I
the
think
map.
that was a city,
Nope.
wasn't it? I think
It-
that's
yeah.
where the Oracle was. The Oracle of Delphi.
Greece, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Nope.
Just checking. I'm not a history
His flight got delayed
teacher.
and redirected, and
I freaking used ChatGPT. Continuing.
well,
I asked.
pause. Did you just call ChatGPT the Oracle?
It's what everybody else seems to find their answers nowadays. And most of the time they come back as clues and enigmas and that kind of thing. And then people just impart whatever meaning they want to what comes back. So I did it to mine. And I asked it, at this stage of the state of the art in threat modeling, what are the 3 top challenges to be solved? And what are the probabilities that these are indeed each of the top 3? So what I got was, when I say top 3, I mean if you ask a broad mix of practitioners, researchers, and tool vendors today, what are the 3 problems that most constrain the impact of threat modeling in the real world? Things that we deal with every day.
Okay.
First one came, making threat modeling truly continuous and scalable in modern SDLC. Second one was usability, skills gap, and democratization. And the third one was reliable automation and AI assistance, especially with LLMs. The first 2 got more than 80%, and the third one got 70%. So why do I bring this back to Nikkei? Because in my gut, I think that the world has been given enough methodologies and guides and books to cover the whole gamut of where you need to apply this. You can do threat modeling once in a lifetime. You can do threat modeling with Italian dishes. You can do it continuously with every story and every sprint. You can choose. Do whatever you want, right? And on the usability, you can do it with catalogs. You can do it by knowing what you know. You can do by asking people. You can do by imagining stuff. You can do by different layers of cake that has nothing to do one flavor with the other. You can do it in so many ways that today to come and say, no, we have a problem with usability is to come and say, okay, this whole body of knowledge here, this whole body of experience here, let's ignore it for a second and say, no, I still can't use this thing. I'm special. I'm a flower. I can't. I have to do it a different way. I have to do a special way. So at this point, I'm just saying, just do it.
I'm trying to figure out what this voice is. Like, there's 2 voices, and I don't. Okay.
He used Sora to set it to some lilting sound.
Only 2, because in here there's way more. But anyway, so at this point, I'm asking myself if these are the top challenges today.
Well, so interestingly, I asked a different LLM the same question just now.
Ha! My LLM will battle your LLM.
Gemini will crush ChatGPT. someday.
Yeah, oh yeah. Very special LLM.
Wow,
very
a lot of
special.
smack talking here. This
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
geek smack talking now.
So,
My LLM
it,
is a
it
Virgo.
agreed with two of yours, and the skills gap and the scalability problem.
Wait. Look at the top and see if the first sentence is, what did ChatGPT say? Okay, go.
I'll ask it what it thinks ChatGPT said. Just a moment. So, and actually, if it asks ChatGPT for real, I'll be really. So, the skills gap at 95%, scalability at 85%, and conflicting with agile and DevOps speed at 90%. So, roadblocks in the development process is causing roadblocks in threat modeling.
No, that's usability again.
Well, no, it's not.
Why not?
It's perception
Of what?
of this being a problem. Things that
That's
slow
the-
me down.
That's like being in a completely out there example. It's like being in line for a roller coaster and seeing 7-year-olds and saying, this is a problem. Like, I mean, everybody's going to get on the roller coaster one way or another.
You misunderstand the consternation that Chris was having. Although Chris is being really quiet about it right now.
He's reviving the moment.
I'm riding the roller coaster.
He's asking Claude.
I don't ask LLMs. I am an LLM.
Untrained, but an LLM.
Yeah, 100%. But I have a special power. I'm full of opinions.
And can you reveal your shirt to all there?
Just because you passed the Turing test doesn't mean you're smart.
Okay, so what do we do with this? Like, the three of us together should be able to point at some other challenges that the LLMs didn't get, but I'm having a problem here.
Yeah, I mean, scalability is certainly the big one.
But
Right,
again,
like-
scalability, just do it. Just do
Yeah,
it.
but just do it. Just do it doesn't
No,
work in the real
just
world.
do it.
tell people that.
Find what didn't work, what doesn't scale in your place, and change that. I know I'm being oversimplistic here, but if you don't do it, you don't figure out those things.
Yeah, I mean, you're discounting organizational friction, which means you can't just go out and change it.
HR told me to always discount organizational friction. But but no, seriously. If you find that organizational friction is the thing holding you back, then you have to find what is it that you need to oil so that friction disappears or
Sure.
goes down, right?
Sure.
But if you don't do it and you don't identify that that's your problem, that that's the wheel that you have to
Yeah,
oil,
I'm just saying.
you're not going anywhere.
The outcome is not as easy as you're making it sound.
No. I'm not saying that it is. No, I'm not saying that everything has been solved. What I'm saying is we have enough on the table, right? Think Apollo 13. We are in a room looking at the table saying what we have in the capsule that the astronauts can use.
Mm-hmm.
We have enough on the table that we can put together something that works. So to keep saying I'm not going to do it because the perfect thing hasn't come yet. I'm not going to do it because the perfect tool hasn't come yet. I'm not going to do it because the perfect methodology hasn't come yet.
I mean, I haven't heard any of those
Yeah,
I
as
have.
excuses for
I
why
have.
people can't do threat modeling.
I have heard enough of that will not work here because.
I've heard that part, but not for the reasons you mentioned. Maybe consistency. Like, it's not going to work here because if we're not consistent, we're going to have different views of this thing, and it's not going to be practical for us, especially if people change roles, right? So if you have developers who are working on different projects, if you don't have consistency of practice within your organization, you're going to have challenges adopting threat modeling. I've heard that, but not that not if somebody's arguing that there isn't a perfect tool, they're not interested in doing threat modeling. right? That's a non.
That's an excuse.
Right. It's a non-argument.
Yeah. It's a way to make you go away.
Actually, it's an excuse. Is a very it's a very apt comment. I think that a lot of what's happening out there is people making excuses, especially because we have all these things in the table. So what I'm saying is we are at the point where you stop making excuses, you pick something up from the table and you do it, and you see if it works or not. That's
Yeah.
a big challenge now for me. Getting people to pick stuff from the table and actually do it.
So trial and error is becoming a problem, I think, right? We have people under a lot of pressure to get stuff out the door. There's a lot of pressure to use AI. There's a lot of pressure to just remove all the roadblocks. And so trial and error is itself a roadblock. If they have to trial and error something to figure out what works, they're engineering their process, not engineering their product.
Yes.
And
I don't
So-
see
and
a
that's a
problem with
challenge.
engineering the process.
that's our view, but that's not their view often, right? Developers don't want to
So-
spend time re-architecting their process. They want to spend time architecting a thing.
That's the thing. So, bringing back to a different T-shirt that I usually have, I have this one that says the process is bigger than outcome, right? Because without a process, you can reach an outcome, but you won't be able to reach it consistently because you don't have a process to tweak or a process to follow. Like you can bake a cake from whatever you find in the cupboard, and it may even come out good. But tomorrow you won't be able to make the same cupcake because you don't have a process to get there. So the process is more important than the outcome, in my view, at least, and in the T-shirt's view, and apparently the U.S. Navy SEALs.
But
But
but if you have a functioning process, why screw with it? Right? Why?
because no, if
why
it's
trial and error new
functioning, yes. But if you're going to add something more like threat modeling to it, then you are by definition already screwing with it. So you might as well tweak it until it works again. And probably the outcome is going to be better than it was before. If your outcome is already perfect, hey, don't touch it. Go for it.
Well, so here's another snag in all this: roles and responsibilities. Whose responsibility is it to screw with the engineering process? And sorry, to tweak the engineering process.
Oh, sorry, because for a moment there I thought that you were talking about me, because usually I'm the one screwing the engineering process.
At least that's
So
what people
my
say at the meeting,
responsibility.
at the conclusion meetings.
So that's my responsibility. But,
Retrospective is our screwed with the process. Who let him in here?
okay, that's a T-shirt. But no, the point is, retrospectives are great, okay? Because they usually, some of them at least, most of them, to me, end up in, if only we had threat model that day. But then people come in and say, yeah, we could have, but it would have been, what's it that they say? A big lift in the beginning.
Heavy lift.
A heavy lift in the beginning.
That's
And you know what?
that's the new excuse.
No, and you know what? Yes, we have this box here on the table that says heavy lift in the beginning. But we have this other box here on the table that says a beat every time. So you don't like that box, take that one.
Yeah. Back to your
Connected-
point that there's multiple options
Exactly.
to do this thing. Now
Connected
here's
with the holes.
let me ask you this question, see if this resonates with you guys. Is part of the problem with enterprise threat modeling adoption that we don't have enough Maverick style leaders that are pushing the envelope and trying to change things?
What's a maverick? No, sorry. Leader of what?
So somebody who's on the security team trying to press threat modeling forward, that's
People in the
pushing
security-
everybody's buttons to try to
Okay.
to cause change.
Why? on
That
the
is a
security
horrible place. Go.
team? Yeah. Go ahead. you first.
No, I was going to say that that's a horrible place to be pushing the buttons. Because people in the security team know that needs to happen.
No, I meant
What-
like there is somebody who's outwardly trying to move threat modeling
Yeah,
forward
yeah,
across
yeah.
the entire
We-
organization.
We are the guys who sit back and say, well, used to be, well, sometimes still, that sit back and say, if only they would do the things that I'm asking them to do. Okay? We've been telling people to do things, asking them to do things for X amount of years. Here we are. I would say, how come we don't have a maverick enough leader to look at the security team and say, those guys have been repeating the same thing for the last couple of years. Perhaps it's time that I listen to them and do something about it.
Yeah, see, like my approach in the enterprise was always to just start getting people doing it. I didn't go to their leadership structure and go, "We have this great idea. We need you to no, screw you. We're gonna do this from the grassroots." Until it gets to the point where it's like it starts to catch on, and then it's got a life of its own, and you can't really squash it because it's got enough of a foundation underneath it.
The problem nowadays, I find, is that there is a substance in the universe that's more expensive than unobtainium, and that is developer time. Screw developer time, and bad things happen to you. But now perhaps that everybody's using LLM, we'll get some. Exactly. The black helicopters come by.
You got to wear Teflon to work. That's all I'm saying.
But the thing is, perhaps now with LLMs, now that everybody is vibe coding their way through life, developers will finally have some more time to do this.
They got lots of time. What are we talking about? They got half a day free now.
Well, so the alternative is we're talking to the wrong people. We should be talking to the agents, not to the developers.
I started talking to the agents. I did. No, I did.
That's how we got here.
No. That was the Oracle. But I started proposing to my developers that want to use agents that could we just play with that agents.md file in your directory before we start doing stuff, before we start the planning stage and things. And some good stuff happens there. But it's not threat modeling per se, because what's going to happen there is going to be plan to code. So you're going to end up with code that is, I'm not going to say marginal because I don't have numbers, but that might be more secure than code without the agents.md file. But still, it's not threat modeling. The thing, oh my God. It's even worse now that the design is emerging, and it's not even emerging from somebody's head. It's emerging from somebody's
agents
thing.
That's just a way of saying you don't have a design.
Right. You're letting it evolve through the agile process. Again, that goes back to the agile development process and threat modeling are mostly incompatible, and not because of process, but because of the way that systems get implemented. As implementation is the design.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, because of the way these agents work, I'm finding that many times you end up with similar designs to different problems, because they're taking their input from the body of knowledge out there, right?
Yep.
So what could be more standardized than that? And including the fact that they don't have creativity built in, you end up with cookie cutter copies of systems where just the data fields names and the web UI fields names change.
So what you're really saying is, if you modify the training data, you can get your pre-threat modeled components in and basically give them paved roads to work with that are already pre-approved and pre-secure.
So the way that we were talking about it in 2010 about the security toolbox, where we had the predefined Legos that are secure, you're saying that now we should feed this thing not to the developers but to the LLMs that the developers are using. And therefore the LLMs, okay, close everything down, we solve the problem.
And then the developers don't have a choice. I want this thing. This thing comes out pre-baked. Now, obviously, that's not going to happen.
Why?
Well, because somebody will screw. Somebody will screw.
No, that's for sure.
They'll put it in different orders, and it won't work the way it's supposed to. And
might even be me, but in theory, there's no reason why it shouldn't work. Like, build enough of a corpus of well-designed systems and use that to fine-tune an LLM. In theory, That should ground the thing enough so that you get good designs out of it.
Yeah, but you know what the biggest catch is? Where are you going to find well-designed systems from?
That's the one, and the second is again you're limiting creativity because you are basically pointing at a catalog of these are the choices that you have.
Well, I mean, LLMs have never had an original thought.
Mhm.
Yep.
And with the push towards validated components and things like that, we're going to that catalog eventually. The problem is the individual building blocks may be secure. It's the integrations where the new security problems enter. Right? It's how you take these building blocks and stitch them together in these various ways that you're going to get the problems that you don't know about yet.
So perhaps we have to go the other way around. Instead of training them to feed us answers that they have seen before and know are secure, we should train them to recognize solutions that they haven't seen before and therefore might not be secure. And that's where the person steps up and says, oh, interesting problem, let's look at it.
May have solved something. I don't really understand what it is, but we may have solved something.
We also aren't doing threat modeling at this point. We're now doing solution design.
Yeah.
Well,
which is not bad at all. Plus, I heard pays much more.
These are just changed careers live on the air.
No, I'm a threat modeler.
Basically, threat modeling, just do it. While the threat modelers are like, go do something else.
No, but wait. Back in the manifesto, we said doing threat modeling over talking about it, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that I'm going back to that and saying stop talking about it and pick the pieces from the table and do it.
Sounds so simple.
It sounds so simple, but if you don't do it, then how do you know how complicated it is? That's what I keep. Because I was thinking about TMC and the presentations that we saw there. We saw really good stuff, really nice stuff.
Threat ModCon.
Yeah. Yep. But did we see anything new? Did we see anything that changes significantly the way things are done?
Yes.
Or that puts a new problem? What?
Okay, so we saw a method of gamification that helps, that is a way for folks to get more, for threat modeling to be more approachable.
Yeah, and I loved it. I really thought that it was really well thought. It was super creative. It was super fun to watch. And I go back to my college days and I think if I couldn't get 5 geeks back then to play Dungeons and Dragons, what makes me think that now I'm going to manage to get 20 developers, which have the unobtainium developer time in front of their faces, to stop what they're doing to play Dungeons and Dragons so that eventually they may end up thinking that threat modeling is more approachable.
You can't solve everything, but you asked.
but
You asked if there was anything innovative, and that was
it,
right?
No, that is innovative by itself. But in the scope of the things that ChatGPT spewed out as the top 3 problems.
By the way, can you refresh my memory? What were the top 3? Because I did ask Gemini what it thought.
Scalability, usability,
usability, and the use of LLMs. It's the third one is just it trying to look for a job.
So Gemini said, "I bet that I'm willing to bet that the challenge ChatGPT mentioned was something like lack of organizational buy-in."
Wait. Let me see if I have it here.
I'm going to tell it it was a self-flog for using LLMs.
Wait, let me see if I have it here. Well, it did say about democratization, right? It says poor onboarding, new engineers and contributors, especially in OSS, rarely get a simple, actionable way to participate in TM. Okay, let's talk threat modeling in open source for a second, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many open source projects we know that the developers approach with a threat model in mind? And the reason why I'm bringing it out is open source people usually do it for love. They love the projects that they are working on. They love the things that they are solving. So these people are doing it with a different motivator. And they definitely have the motivation to make it as secure as they can.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
How many projects have we seen that start with a good, okay, people, let's sit down and do a threat model?
Only the ones where a security company sponsored the threat model and performed it for them.
Trail of Bits.
And
comes
even
to
those,
mind.
even those, I'm going to go ahead and say they weren't there at the beginning of the project.
They
All
were.
right,
They came.
you guys want me to put you on the spot completely?
Uh-oh.
Potentially embarrass
Sure.
you on a live podcast?
Oh, you're going to do that, are you? Using our own dog food, yes. Yes, please go
So,
ahead.
so when you started working on PyTM, did you first sit down and create a design and create a threat model for it?
If you go back to the first README of PyTM, one of the first things that you're going to find in there was, yes, we use evil. Yes, we know it's bad. And yes, here it is why we decided to use it. So there.
Now, is that a threat model or is that just one potential issue?
It was the one threat that was identified back then. It's a script. It's a library. It's not reaching out to anywhere. It's not storing anything sensitive. Okay. That was the one problem that we found. We drew the vector. We said, this is how this could be attacked. This is why we don't think that it's an actual issue. Screw you.
Mr. Coles, do you agree with the testimony from Mr. Terendash?
I have no recollection. Yeah.
I'm debating between that and we paid attention to the Python guide on using eval and copied its text a bit.
There you go.
That's okay. Yes, we threat modeled the hell out of
it. You know you're under oath, Mr. Coles.
But wait. I'm gonna go back and I'm going to say that later on, we may have made a mistake in there in sort of ignoring that. When we so for those who are not familiar with PyTM, so you have a library of threats. Each one of those has a condition, and these live in a JSON file, and the condition gets evaluated in the Python code by an eval. And that creates a true or false about the threat existing or not existing. So later on in life, we said, oh, you know what? People want to have their own threat libraries and be able to load those. And we developed the capability, and that basically moves the conditions from the protected place where only root can write to that file, where it's installed publicly for everybody's use, to people's own home directories where they can define their own JSON files and load those. But we never checked the code in. So the capability exists, but it's theoretical.
So yeah, I mean, you were before I started this line of questioning, you were going down the road of OSS and threat modeling.
Yep.
Right.
And so do you think we're agreeing that most people don't? This is not something that's embedded in the OSS mindset.
It depends on their view, right? So I know from looking at crypto libraries and communication libraries, that they do heavily rely on threat modeling.
SSL.
I'm thinking curl, for instance, right? So
they're strong.
Certain projects already have a security mindset, and almost certainly, if they're not documenting their threat model, they certainly know what their threat model is, and they rely on that information when they respond to or find issues, right? So if somebody submits a PR, there's a basis for making that decision about whether it's a problem or not.
Yep.
But the lion's share of open source projects almost certainly do not know how they're going to be. They do not know how they would use it or how others would use it such that they can build a threat model, and or they don't know how to do threat modeling in the first place.
So perhaps something we could do at the OWASP Threat Modeling Project is to offer open source projects a pool of threat modelers that they could engage to create a threat model of their systems at any point. That could be the true threat modeling as a service thing.
Talking about a scaling problem. How many open source projects are there? And
how many do you think are going to come running to ask for it?
Well,
Probably
okay.
none.
So
Probably not, exactly.
combine it with the OpenSSF project that has a bootstrap for security for open source project maintainers, where you could maybe drop threat modeling as a requirement into that.
Oh,
Now
I didn't know they had that.
Now you'd
That's
have a
nice.
feeding pipeline.
Wow, that's nice. Tell us more about that,
Let me look that up for you, and we'll get that in the link
please,
in the chat.
because I had no idea that existed. And it's funny that we are discussing the usability and the scaling, and we completely ignore the third one, the reliable automation and AI assistance.
I don't see that as a challenge, though.
Right?
That's a benefit. Using AI to make the threat modeling person's journey easier, more efficient, more optimized is really the focus.
But isn't that a shortcut to threat libraries?
Yeah, it's a threat library that you don't have to have as much knowledge of and context of
Right?
as the human. It's the machine taking some of the context, which is one of our challenges, right? There's a challenge there that the LLMs didn't mention. Developers don't know enough about security and privacy.
Oh, they do have the skills gap here. Where's the skills gap? Too expert centric. Most methods assume access to people who understand both security and the system deeply.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, that's one of the ways you can use AI though in threat modeling is to break down that wall where the AI provides the context so that you don't need a Matt Coles sitting next to you at your desk to be able to unpack these threats.
Speaking of which, have you guys seen the? I think it's Google, the latest thing that they offered. It's called Code Wiki.
Mm-mm.
Look into that. It's like somebody takes Notebook LM, apply it to a code base, and generate not only documentation but a deep dive into the architecture. And it even creates videos and diagrams and whatnot. It's wow, it's nice.
So there's two OpenSSF projects. Just a tide loop on that. There's OpenSSF Project Security Baseline, and there's
you said OpenSSF. I understood OpenSSL. Sorry, my ear. my bad.
And the OpenSSF Scorecard. Those two
Yes.
projects drive security behavior for maintainers.
So PyTM, for example, has an OpenSSF scorecard. Yeah.
Right. Now, if PyTM was part of the baseline, it would be a natural driver of threat models.
Yep. True. OpenSSF is doing some good stuff, eh?
All right.
So where do we land with this?
Do we land anywhere?
Some models all models are wrong, but some are useful.
LLMs just do it.
LLMs get sued by Nike for.
Yeah, I was going to say this could be the first episode to get shut down by a large corporation.
And we don't even have background music. Well, we had some in the beginning, but it wasn't actually music. It was just us talking about music. That's Meta. Also, Meta can sue us now.
Yeah, thanks, Cesar. Second lawsuit. Why don't you hold up another product? Like a monster.
We spoke about Oracle. Yeah. No.
Hold up another product like a monster so we can add that to the
I have no
list
idea what you're talking about.
Of people that are going to sue. Okay. Line up, people. The security table, if we have one thing, we got deep pockets. Not really.
Oh, yeah. No, if you count the holes in mine, they are very, very deep.
I got some lint in mine, if you want.
That's about all we'll offer in settlement.
Sorry, we are modern here. We don't lint. We use black.
That's true. We
use black. We ask Sneak.
We're kind of off the linters of the world, but they do provide value. So
they do.
Leave
Nothing
them be.
like a good linter.
Leave them be. All right. Well, I think we're just going to leave this episode with no conclusions.
The conclusion might be that I have to stop asking LLM stupid questions. But yeah,
that could be a conclusion.
That could be
a conclusion. Don't let me touch LLMs. Yeah,
I don't think we're gonna go that far because.
But just do it. No, seriously, people, just do it. Do what the Threat Modeling Manifesto says, and stop talking about it and just go and do it.
Let's make this a don't get sued approach. Just threat model.
Yes, just threat model.
Just threat model.
Let's end on a positive note. Positively, just threat model.
I just trademarked the word "just," so now you owe me money.
Just in. This just in. Justin? No.
All right, we'll leave the world a better place by saying
Am I shutting
just
up now?
just threat model. We're signing off. Have a good time
Threat model.
doing your threat modeling.